This is part 2 of Disease Prevention and Control, GLE's 2015. In this section, we're going to be talking about the body's line of defenses, strategies in disease prevention, and talk about different stages of disease development. So let's talk about disease development. Once a body is infected, there's usually an incubation period. This is a period of time in which the disease kind of takes root in the host or the person before symptoms are manifested. After that comes the disease actual stage, where symptoms are manifested. The body fights the infection until it eventually is treated, or the body takes care of the infection itself. The immune system is the body's primary system used to fight infections. A good way to think of this is another kind of circulatory system through which the cells that fight infection are transferred around the body. We'll talk more about this a little later. Immunity refers to the body's ability to fight infection or actually be immune from it. Over time, having gotten different diseases, our bodies have developed a total immunity to some diseases. We also have been given vaccines which vaccinate our bodies against the disease, which either makes it impossible or much less likely that we'd be susceptible to the disease. And immunity also speaks to the speed at which the body can fight a given infection. Okay, inflammation. You may have gotten a cut or a sprain or something like that, and your body swells up around that cut or whatever it may be. That's actually a good thing in the sense that the body is actually responding to an infection that may be occurring. So inflammation in itself is a good thing. If it obviously persists, then that's an issue. Again, the lymphatic system, which we talked about before. Again, a good way to think of this is a secondary circulatory system. It delivers the cells to the needed areas to fight infections and things of that nature. What travels along that system are lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are also known as white blood cells, and they carry a T cell and a B cell, which we're going to talk about in just a second. Lymphocytes are very important in fighting any kind of infection. Okay, B cells release what are called antibodies. You may have heard of this before. Antibodies are a good thing. They actually fight the infection. That is the role of a B cell. B cells are found in lymphocytes. T cells are a little bit more dynamic in that they actually adapt, mutate, change to fight the different specific infection. It's really quite amazing when a body is infected with something. T cells will actually change to adapt to fight the infection. All right, antibodies, as I stated before, are released to fight any pathogen, and a pathogen is anything. Pathogen is used to refer to anything that is infecting the body. A viral infection, a bacterial infection, all of them are pathogens. So antibodies fight pathogens. An antigen is released by a pathogen. So a pathogen are the bad guys, they're in the bodies, they release an antigen. Antigen would otherwise harm the body if it weren't for antibodies. Okay, so antibodies can connect themselves to antigens to fight the infection. This is actually how an infection is fought in the body. We talked about this a little bit before. Immunity refers to anything to the body's ability to resist an infection or be immune to it or not be able to get it. Vaccines, you may have you certainly did get different vaccines when you were a child. It's basically the use of dead or weakened pathogens, remember pathogens are the bad guys, to help boost the immune system. Once the immune system is exposed to this, it is better able to adapt and fight and actually be immune to the pathogen. And this has been part 2 of Disease Prevention and Control, 8th grade GLEs.